Bumpy Johnson. He's a legend. He took on Dutch Schultz back in the day.
I'm putting things back the way they were.
Times have changed. I have it.
Who was Bumpy Johnson? Bumpy Johnson was an American crime boss in the Harlem neighborhood of New York City. He murdered 40 people. He first came to power under racket boss Stephanie St. Clair, and later did business with Italian mobster Charles Lucky Luciano. Johnson would go on to the mentor of Frank Lucas, would take over Harlem's operation and turn into having a drug trafficking. Ellsworth Raymond Bumpy Johnson was born on October 31, 1905 in Charleston, South Carolina. He was given the nickname Bumpy due to the abnormal growth on his head. After his older brother was wanted for the murder of a white man, a 10-year-old Johnson, along with most of his other siblings, was sent to Harlem for safety. Despite moving up north, there was avoiding the scourge of racism, and Johnson, with small frame and thick southern accent, was targeted for bullying. However, Johnson's bad temper kept him from being a helpless victim, and starting at early age, he learned to be a scrappy fighter. A high school dropout, Johnson worked odd jobs and hung around unsavory crowd, which brought him to the attention of gangster William Bob Hewlett. Through Hewlett, Johnson became a highly regarded bodyguard for high-rolling illegal gamblers in Harlem. Eventually, Johnson's activities, burglary, pimping, etc. would land him in prison for the next decade. By the time he was 30, Johnson had spent half of his life in prison, perchance for causing trouble. He was involved in bribery, thievery, and pimping. When he left prison in 1932, he was broke and unemployed. Returning to the streets, he met powerful Harlem crime boss Stephanie St. Clair, aka Madame Queen, queen of the policy records, who took Johnson under his wing. With Johnson's help, St. Clair waged war against many New York crime bosses, most notably Dutch Schultz. Serving as St. Clair's bodyguard and chief enforcer, Johnson murdered and kidnapped over 40 people during his time, but the duo's war against the mob was futile. Schultz and his associates had the law on their side and ultimately dominated illegal gambling operations in Harlem. However, Schultz's days were numbered to his detective financial practices, which caused bad blood within the mob ranks. Luciano ordered a hit on Schultz, who was shot to death in 1935. Around the same time, St. Clair was in desperate need to lay low and steer clear. Authorities decided to hand over the business to Johnson. Now that Schultz was out of the way, Johnson and Luciano were once staunch enemies made an alliance, allowing Johnson to control all of Harlem's records and independent operations as long as Luciano's crew, later identified as the Genovese crime family, would get a slice of the profits. It wasn't the perfect solution and not everyone was happy, but at the same time the people of Harlem realized Bumpy had ended the war with no further losses, and he had negotiated peace with honor, wrote Hatcher in Harlem Godfather. They realized that for the first time a black man who had stood up with the white mob, instead of just bowing down and going along to get along. Even though the community greatly feared Johnson, they also loved and respected him, often referred to as Robin Hood. Johnson gave the most valuable among his fellow Harlemites, handing out free turkeys during Thanksgiving and delivering meals and gifts. In 1951, Johnson received a 15-year prison sentence for conspiring to sell heroin in New York, serving most of his time at the Alcatraz prison in San Francisco Bay, California. He was released from prison in 1963, 5 years before his death. With a rap sheet of 40 arrests in his lifetime, Johnson found himself under the watchful eye of authorities. Enraged by their relentless surveillance, he staged out a sit-down strike at the police station in 1965. Although he was charged for refusing to leave the station, he was later acquitted on a small screen. Johnson was portrayed by Forrest Whitaker in the 2019 series The Godfather of Harlem.